This is a story about me when I was 7 years old. I was living in Rochester, New York, and school had recently started, and I was playing in the driveway of my friend's house, and all of a sudden, this big car came along and tipped me over and ran over my ankle. And next thing I knew, I was looking at a little ankle that was all red and white. Next thing I knew, the ambulance was there. The ambulance guys put me into it and took me to the hospital. So they had to do quite a bit of surgery on this ankle, because out of 12 doctors that discussed this problem, 11 of them said that they thought the ankle should be amputated. And one of them held out hope and said, no, I think we ought to try something else. We ought to try some skin grafting. We ought to try some restructuring with the bone. See what we could do with the ligaments that were there, because part of those ligaments had been destroyed and ripped right out of that ankle. So this is what happened, and I was in the hospital for quite a while. And finally, when I did come home, it was near Christmas. And so I wasn't able to go to school. The teacher brought my work home so I could work on it while I was sitting on the couch, my leg up on there and a big cast on my foot, ankle, and leg below my knee. And with Christmas coming, everybody was getting excited, and the house was being decorated, and the tree was decorated, and pretty soon it was Christmas Eve. And I looked out the window, and it was snowing real hard. I could see lights barely. The snow was so thick. And being a little sad because nothing much was going on at my house, and nothing fun anyhow, I settled down on the couch again. I listened to some stories on the radio, Christmas stories. All of a sudden, there was a knock at the door. And of course, I couldn't jump up and go to it, but I looked up to see what was happening, and my mother answered the door, and all of a sudden there was this great big huge Santa Claus walking in the house with his big ho ho ho, and my eyes probably got as big as they had ever gotten in my life, and I was so excited, but I was frightened, and I didn't know what to expect because I didn't know who this was. But he came over to the couch and sat down on another chair and talked to me a little bit. And I was so happy to think somebody had remembered me at Christmas, especially Santa. And he did give me a little gift, whatever that was, I don't recall at this time. And that really made Christmas. Without his having come, Christmas would have been a very dull time, because I didn't have any siblings. Just had 2 parents and some friends, but no siblings. And it was cold outside, and I couldn't go out anywhere, but I had great memories of that big, tall Santa Claus. He could hardly get in the door because he was so tall. But when he did come, he did have a sack, and he did have something in there for me. So, you know what? You can't tell me there isn't a Santa Claus. That's what makes it every year.